That's right. I want to welcome each and every one of you to the Ice Trade. Man, we got a lot to go on tonight. We got a lot to cover tonight. A lot to cover tonight. So go ahead and get your favorite drink. I hope you already had your dinner because I just had mine too. And text a friend, tell a friend, let her know that it's going on. It's the Ice Trade tonight, y'all. Yeah, the phone lines will be wide open, wide open. Like I said, the phone lines will be wide open tonight because we got a lot to talk about tonight. It's the Ice Trade, y'all. We get all of these pages opened up. Hope everyone has a great day. Let me see who this is. Who is this? Who is this? Medea. Good evening, good night to you as well. Let me get ready to bring Peachy on. Yeah, Peachy, what's going on? Hang on, make sure I turn it up. All right, there you go.
Hey, Red.
Hey, what's going on?
Nothing. It is Tuesday.
It is.
And what
Tuesday.
An exciting Tuesday it is.
Tuesday, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. First of all, it's April 20th. Happy 420 to everybody.
Happy 420.
420.
Look, we not cheaping tonight though.
No. At least I'm not. We're not. I don't know who else might be.
I'm not.
I don't know who else might be.
Yeah, a lot of people might be.
Yeah. Hang on. Let me open up this Twitch page real quick. I want to see Twitch. So shout out to everyone that's celebrating that 420.
420.
Some people might have needed it after everything that took place today.
Right.
Hang on.
Oh yes, the new look. You like it, cuz?
Yep, we like it. Hang on, I don't need to open that.
So it's been an interesting day, but it's been an interesting week, and we just have so many things to talk about tonight.
Yeah.
So I hope you guys are ready because, yeah, it's gonna be one of those nights.
I should have had me a drink.
Yeah, you need to go get one. Look, I have my trusty water here.
I can go get a drink. Y'all give me about 20, 30 minutes. I can go get a drink.
20 or 30 minutes? You don't have 20 or 30 minutes, sir.
I could have went and got me a drink. I might need me a drink for this one. All right, so I guess we go I don't know which way you want to go with it, because I know we done talked about it already.
Okay, so we'll just go in order. So let's start with entertainment news. So
Yeah.
hey everybody, welcome to
we'll
this
always start with
week's
the
Nice Track.
entertainment. We'll always start with the entertainment. Go ahead.
Yes, always start with the weekly latte. So get ready to drink up. So as you know, Black Rob, we lost him. So another rapper has succumbed to illness. He was in the hospital recently, and a lot of people didn't know what was going on with him. There was a lot of confusion around it, but a couple of days later, he passed away. So RIP to Black Rob. If you don't know who he is, the hit Whoa.
I mean, right
Whoa.
through my hood like whoa. Nah,
Whoa.
I can't play the song on here, y'all, because they'll cut me off real quick.
Right. So go to your YouTube or whatever and find Black Rob Whoa, but RIP. Additionally, Scottie Pippen also lost his eldest son, Antron, who he said suffered from asthma really bad, but the cause of death has not been revealed right now. He was 33, and this is from his first wife, Karen, not Larsa.
Okay.
So Antron, rest in peace, and our hearts go out to Scottie Pippen for the loss of his son.
Okay.
Another, I don't know if you've heard the story about the little girl, the 7-year-old little girl who got shot up in the car with her dad in the McDonald's drive-thru because her dad was on the ground bragging about how he got a PPP. But our hearts go out to her. The dad is still living, if I'm not mistaken, but the little girl is dead. Yes, Pam, in Chicago. And our hearts go out to her. It's just so unfortunate. She just had to have a senseless death because these people just have no respect for life. It's just so scary. It's almost like you can't go out your house anymore. You can't go to McDonald's anymore. And she just has so much life in her, and her life just was senselessly taken away. So we give our condolences to that family as well.
Yeah.
So that's all the sad stuff. So who heard about the foolishness with the girl on Instagram, the Instagram model chick or whatever? She has now started a GoFundMe page because she owes the feds $20,000 from a PPP loan that she fraudulently got anyway. So last time I checked, the GoFundMe was like at $4,000, and I'm like, who's giving her money? But she said that she needs that GoFundMe because she has 3 kids to take care of, and she can't go to prison. Listen, you knew what you was doing. You fraudulently got the PPP. All these people around here getting these PPP loans with these illegal businesses, like, they will come get you. The feds will come get you, knocking on your door. You the feds? Yes, we are. You going to jail? Please.
They will come get you.
Listen, I keep hearing all these stories about these people getting these PPP loans, but then you have some businesses who are trying to get the PPP loans and can't even get approved for it.
Right.
And it's just ridiculous. It's like people always trying to get over. People always trying to scam somebody. Always trying to use people for money. Like, OMG.
And I be wondering, how do these people sleep at night?
Thank you.
I be wondering how they sleep at night. Hey, Fabaz. Hey, Pam.
Hey, Fabaz.
Yeah, I don't know how they sleep at night.
No, when you can defraud the government and lie, or you can use people and take their money and stuff fraudulently, like you just whatever. Yep. So did you hear about congratulations to Steph Curry? He broke Kobe Bryant's record with his 11th straight 30-point game last night against the game against the Philadelphia 76ers.
Yeah.
No one aged 33 or older has ever done that. So
give it up for the light-skinned dudes.
Steph Curry, swish.
Give it up for the light-skinned dudes.
Listen, don't hate on the light-skinned people. I fall into that category. Don't hate on the light-skinned folks.
Hey, I was there. I'm still there.
Exactly. You're not there. Thank you.
I'm still there. Florida been browning me little by little. So
the little tan.
Man, if I take off my shirt, I look tricolor. Tricolor.
The rainbow. Taste the rainbow.
I'm looking like a tall glass of sweet tea with a whole bunch of ice at the top, and you had it sitting for a while, so all the tea at the bottom. Yeah, that's me.
with
All
a
the
touch
tea
of
at the
lemon,
bottom.
with a touch of lemon on the
With a
top.
touch of lemon on there. Yep.
I can deal with that. Touch
Yep.
of lemon on the top. All right. So we're gonna call red lemon, y'all.
Just leave it at red. That's where I was. That's where I was. That's where I was.
So if you have been following the Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion case, remember when he shot her in the foot, allegedly shot her in the foot, or we still don't know the whole story behind that. So apparently he's taking a plea to a misdemeanor. So he will have no jail time. So that case is about to get wrapped up. He's not going to jail. He's only getting charged with the misdemeanor, not a felony. So I guess that's good.
I hope he learned from this because he just dodged one on that.
He did. He really did.
That could have ended his career right there. So
yeah, but for it to all of a sudden get put down to a misdemeanor,
it must have been something.
Exactly. There's some stuff that's not being told. So, on both their parts. So just like with the Rihanna and Chris Brown thing, a lot of the stuff we didn't know what was going on.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
We can't assume, we can't judge. That's just what's happening with their case. And so if you're in Miami Beach, take some time and visit the Good Time Hotel, which is Pharrell's new hotel, which just opened on Miami Beach.
Yep, I just heard about it today.
And everybody is there. A bunch of celebs are there today to help him celebrate. Ricky Ross, Future Timbaland, Chris Rock, Beyonce and Jay-Z, David and Victoria Beckham, Cuba Gooding, all his friends, Kim Kardashian. And so if you are a groupie, just head on over there and you'll see some people.
Yeah, it's right on Washington, on 601 Washington. I was
exactly, and it's called the Good Time Hotel. So I guess Pharrell wants us all to be happy and have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Pun intended.
I haven't been over there yet, but I know exactly where it's at. I know exactly where it's at. Let me throw this in there real quick. I'm not sure if y'all, or I don't know if you was getting ready to go to that one, but did y'all hear about or see the video with the fight at Hialeah Flea Market?
Listen. Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something, man.
Let me tell you something. So go ahead, tell everybody about the fight, Red.
Okay, so from what I seen on the video, my sister sent it to me. Shout out to Lady Ree. She sent it to me, and I went back and played it. Then I found another video clip of it, and it showed the same thing, but it was just a little bit longer. It looks like the ride attendant had a few exchange words first. He slammed the door. There was a little child standing off to the side still. He slammed the door, put the machine in gear so it can go up, and then he was talking junk to them again. So, of course, what goes up must come down. When she came down, she wasn't having it. She had the two little kids in her hand. One could have been like 1 year old. The other one could have been maybe 2 at most. And he shoved her. Now, at that point there, nah.
All bets are off.
All
you
bets
put
are
your
off.
hands on me, listen.
There was one girl with some braids on there. Man, she went no molly whopping that dude there. Then the part that pissed me off now, everything was fine. He got his ass whooped. I'm gonna just say it like that. He got his ass whooped. He deserved it.
He did deserve it.
The dude who came at the back end of it and was kicking from afar. No, man, you should have pushed some girls out the way and laid hands on him. He shouldn't have got no 2-piece. He shouldn't have got a 2-piece, a 3-piece with no side of biscuits or nothing. He should have got the whole bucket. He should have got the whole bucket. I ain't kicking no. One thing you're not gonna do, you're not gonna push no woman down, and she got kids in her arm. No,
right.
But needless to say,
disrespectful.
He did get arrested. He did get arrested. I think it was. I want to say. I don't know if it was Miami-Dade or Opelika police. I'm believing this Opelika police might have came out there.
I think it was Opelika.
Yeah, Opelika Police Department came out there, and from what I heard, that man did get arrested.
Yeah.
Which he need to get charged with a couple of things. Child endangerment being one of them. Don't play about no kids, man.
Yep. Reckless endangerment.
Yep. But somebody was mentioning talking about something. Well, man, he might have been off of his meds that day. Well, I would have been the medication for him.
Thank you.
Right there. Right there. Right there. Yes. I wouldn't even have charged him for it. I would have gave it to him for free. I wouldn't even have charged them to it. I ain't no scripts needed.
And that's how we do it in South Florida, guys.
Yep. That would have been it right there.
Yeah. So that it's so much stuff happening in entertainment, but those were the highlights of the entertainment news. Now, one of the things I really, really want to talk about before we get into the joy of the day, and of course, we're going to really talk about the joy of the day, which of course, Derek Chauvin was found guilty on all 3 counts, but we're going to get to that. Right now, if you live in Florida, I don't know if you've heard that Ron DeSantis, his real name is DeSantis, but we call him DeSantis. Mm-hmm. He signed the anti-riot bill into law on yesterday. And this law is it's ridiculous. It's embarrassing. It's
all of the above.
Racist. It's a form of white supremacy, all of the above. And so this law basically it has a number of components to it.
Oh, yeah.
But first, it grants civil legal immunity to people who drive through protesters blocking a road. So basically, all those times we've seen people driving their cars and stuff through the crowds, making people injuring people and things of that nature, he has now made it legal. That means if someone is protesting and they get hit by a car and they're severely injured, nothing will happen to them. Nothing will happen to the driver of the car. And then the person who's actually in the riot blocking the road will actually be charged with a felony. What sense does that make? Okay.
Let's go deeper on that. So another part of that is if you are caught rioting, normally if you get arrested for something or whatever, you might end up in pretrial or pretrial release or whatever, then they'll let you go. If you bail, if you post bond or whatever the case may be, and then you can come back to your court date. If with this law in effect now, if you get caught out there rioting, you go to jail, you don't get out until your court date. So you'll stay in there the whole time.
Exactly. Yes. So our listeners, and Pam, his boss is dictating to him what to do. 45, absolutely. And it's so crazy because I was coming from the store earlier and I was riding behind this SUV and they had a sticker that said Trump 2024. And I said, OMG. So it's coming. Trust me, guys. I keep telling y'all, don't sleep. So you guys who live in Florida here, we vote next year for governor, right? Next year.
Yep.
The gubernatorial race is next year. Do not sleep on this. Please take note of everything that has happened since we voted this man in office. Mm-hmm. And now's the time for us to start mobilizing and getting ready because this is going to be a fight. This is going to be a huge fight, and no one has come forward to say that they're going to run against him, and that's disturbing.
And
so think about that.
Let me add another part on there that I read. I got the whole thing downloaded here. I'm almost tempted to put it up on the ICE page. You should. Okay, I'll put it. Give me a second. I'll put it up there, and everyone can read it to its entirety. There's another part that's on there that for those of you who watched the uprising or riots and stuff that happened last year around the George Floyd murder, and there was a young lady here in Fort Lauderdale that got hit in the eye with a rubber bullet. Now, within this riot act, or riot law rather, or bill, this already passed, so if anything like that was to happen again, you cannot sue the officer.
No, you cannot.
That's in the bill. You cannot sue the officer.
But there are a lot of problems with this bill. So a lot of people also don't know that this bill also protects all the Confederate monuments.
Yep.
Along with other memorial statues and historic property. But anything that's dealing with anything Confederate or historic monuments, if they're damaged, you are charged with a felony.
Yep.
So people need to also know that. There are just so many things in this bill that are so disturbing. And one of the problems is people who aren't engaging in any violent conduct, they can also be arrested and charged with a third-degree felony
Yeah.
for being around. And it's just really unfortunate. And we could just sit and unpack this bill for probably hours, but it's very indicative of what they're planning. Georgia is about to be in. You guys need to be on alert. But I know all these voting laws, and I spoke about that, what was it, 3 shows ago maybe, when we were talking about how all these states are implementing these laws that kind of restrict voting for people of color. I'll say people of color. Difficult for people to actually go vote. They're also changing the laws on the mail-in voting because our former president, that's one of the ways that he lost, because of mail-in voting. So they're trying to give the laws a lot of restrictions in terms of mail-in voting so that your vote might not even count. So in every way, shape, fashion, or form, they're trying to take back what they lost. And people just really need to be vigilant because it's coming. It's coming. And I impress everyone to not, I impress everyone to, the COVID thing isn't making it any better because the number, another conversation, but the COVID numbers are rising again. And I don't think people are really paying attention, but I also know that people are becoming lax in terms of wearing their mask and things of that nature because of the fact that they got vaccinated. But I want to implore you, please don't do that. Please continue to wear your mask and protect yourself because you can get it even if you've been vaccinated. So, think about that. So let's see what our listeners, our viewers are saying. Let's see. At the store the other day, a lady was asking people would they vote for 45. She asked me and I told her, are we playing spades? Hey, Cent, how are you?
Hey, what's going on, Cent?
Pushback we need to. Yes, Pam, you're right. We don't give the pushback we need to, and it's going to hurt us. I think people got lax once the election was over, not realizing, again, it is not the presidential election that
it's not
kind of determines that. Right. It starts at the local level. It starts at the local level, and all these courts are packed with Republicans that were put there by our former president. People, please pay attention. Please vote these people out. The ones that you can vote out, please vote them out. Our lives really depend on it. And I keep telling people all the time, y'all better get some seeds. Y'all better start collecting seeds and collecting toilet paper and everything. Make yourself a storehouse. People think it's a game, but there's going to come another time where we're probably in a shortage and things are going to be hard to get. Food is so expensive now, and it's just going to get worse. So please pay attention to what's going on.
Especially the good food, like if you want to buy the bad stuff, it's going to be always cheap. If you want to get the healthy products,
right? Just be vigilant.
If you can, try to grow your own.
Yes, if you have a yard, grow your own fruit and vegetables because things are only going to get worse. And all these pesticides that they put on the food, it's making people sick. Meats are giving women fibroids. That's a huge problem. I know so many people who have had fibroids and have had to get surgery because of that. And people don't realize it's from the foods that we eat. It's the meat. Meat causes, the red meat causes a lot of fibroids. So let's just be careful. And I guess one day we'll actually have a whole extra when we're talking about our health and, whether it's good to go vegan, because a lot of people think once they're vegan, they're going to lose weight. And that's not what that means. I know a lot of people who are vegan who are not skinny.
I know people that are vegan that still get sick and ended up with all type of stuff and whatnot, and you sit there and wonder, like, dang, if they ate healthy. No, a lot of, I don't much want to get on that. That could be a whole nother show.
Yes. They have to put on the package that it's a clone, but the sticker is so small, you really don't know that it's cloned.
Right.
So look out for that as well.
Real quick before we move on, if anyone wants to look at the riot bill, it is on the face. It's on Facebook on the Ice Tray page. I just put it up in there. You can click on the PDF file on there. You can download it and look at it for yourself. I must warn you, it is a lot on there. It is 61 pages long.
Yes, very long.
61 pages long. I started reading some of it, and I said, no, I got to stop, and I got to go back through it and catch up where I left off at. So it is on the Facebook Ice Tray page. Okay, so now,
the moment we've all been waiting for. And we already knew that this was probably going to be the entire show. So wanted to get all the other stuff out because I'm sure people are going to call in. And are the phone lines open, Red?
Phone lines wide open.
Phone lines wide open.
Wide open.
So, as you all know, today Derek Chauvin was found guilty on all 3 charges. So he faces up to 40 years in prison for second-degree murder. He faces up to 25 years for third-degree murder and up to 10 years for second-degree manslaughter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what does that mean? Absolutely nothing. Although we were in, I can say for me, when I knew that the verdict, my breath, but like when I knew that the verdict was coming in, my stomach was just in knots. And I just held my breath there waiting for them to say it. And every time they said one, when they did the first one, I was like, okay. And I'm still holding my breath. And it was just that was just traumatizing for me. I know for a lot of other people, people expressed tears, people were still angry. And it was a sigh of relief for me, but I can't be happy, if that makes sense. I cannot be happy because this is not the end. I cannot be happy because we should have never had to fight as hard as we did to find him guilty. I cannot be happy because we have another case that's right around the corner when this lady killed this little boy. I cannot be happy because the judge was biased. So the end all be all will be when the sentencing comes, and this judge may not give him what he deserves. So I cannot be happy because there's so many people that are still suffering. I know that a lot of people are happy, and I'm happy the family got the 27 million or something like that. Yeah, $27 million or something like that. They got justice, plus they got paid. It's about time, because so often we get these not guilty when it comes to law enforcement. But I can't be happy because I just feel like they have allowed it to take place so much. And it's almost, I just feel like when it's time to sentence him, they're just not going to do what they're supposed to do.
Hang on a second. Shout out to Stacy Raz. Just checked in on Facebook. She said exactly, and cannot be happy. Hang on.
Hey, Stacy. Thank you for joining us.
Cannot be happy because 30 minutes after we won, another police officer killed another child, 15-year-old girl. Okay.
Yeah.
In
Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah. Okay. I just lost my train of thought after reading that one. Now.
It's almost like I feel like retaliatory measures are going to start occurring because they found him guilty. It's almost like
you got that one, we getting another one. That's
right.
That's it.
Yeah. So so now we have Dante, and now we have this police involved shooting. And when is it going to stop? For me, don't care, because Again, this is just one. This is just one. And they're trying to put together that George Floyd bill. I don't think it's gonna fly. Um, but what do we do as a people? I can't be happy. I can't be happy. Now I really can't be happy because a 15-year-old young lady has now, now she's had to pay some of the price. There was no rioting. There was no protest because everybody felt a little sigh of relief. And then here we go again. Here we go again. The cycle never stops. What is it? What is
Well,
it?
I'm a I'm gonna go back a little bit. Um, when before the verdict came in, um, I actually rushed home. I rushed home. Was trying to get things set up for tonight's show, but also was anxious to see, okay, what's the verdict going to be. Um, and any person who could not see that he was guilty, then you and Stevie Wonder wearing the same glasses. And I'm not taking no jabs at Stevie Wonder and anything. We're gonna bubble wrap Stevie, but if you couldn't see that was guilt on that, um, and let me go a little bit further on that. For those of you from South Florida and you ever watch Channel 7 News or whatever with Help Me Howard Finkelstein, which he was a public defender for, I believe, Broward County, and he even said that it should have been an open and shut case because of the fact that there was so much technology around versus 10 or 15 years ago. A lot of officers didn't have body cams. You have 4 officers that stood there. I don't remember if all 4 of them had on body cams or whatever, but some of them did. There were a lot of people there with cell phones out. Back, 10, 15, 20 years ago, whatever, nobody had cell phones to record all of that stuff. So now you got all of this video showing this man screaming that he can't breathe, screaming for his mama that he just had, buried a couple of weeks before. Watched all of that until that man took his last breath. And then, people were saying, oh, well, I'm even today, my wife was reading some comments on Facebook saying, well, he died from overdose and all of this other stuff. And I'd go back to the same thing again. Let somebody put their knee with their body weight on your neck for 9 minutes and 29 seconds and see how you turn out. If you win, then that's a case closed then. But until that, we got a lot of ignorant ass people out here right now. A lot of ignorant ass people.
We really do. And but what's so crazy to me is, and you and I were discussing this, Red, about how he wasn't charged with first degree.
No.
Because you can't tell me it was not premeditated.
No. And anybody that's been following on there know that before Derek Chauvin and his brother-in-law, I guess, showed up on the scene, they were somewhere else. They weren't even supposed to have been taking that call, and they made it their business to go. Well, Derek, being that he's the senior officer in the patrol car, and he was the one that was driving, he made it his business to go over there. Made it his business to involve himself.
But he's been problematic already. And that's one of the things that's so concerning, because these police officers, when you look in their files, especially the ones who do stuff like this, they have a history of problems. Well, and it's swept under the rug. It's swept under the rug. It's swept under the rug without the force dealing with it then. You see this as a problem officer, but you let it fly.
Well,
and it was just candy. It was like taking candy from a baby when he realized it was George Floyd. Mm-hmm. For me, I feel like it was the simple fact that he stayed on his neck even after he knew the man was dead.
Well, let's
for 3 more minutes. What?
Let's back up a little bit. They put him in the car. He was already handcuffed. He was in the car. He was in the back of the patrol car. The car is caged. He
was a threat.
Okay. I didn't see All right. So I watch a lot of videos, right? I watch a lot of police chase videos or whatever stuff like that. I've seen someone get arrested. I've seen one where the guy kicked out the back of the window and da 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 da. So now they got to hog tie him, stuff like that. Okay, I seen all of that. I did not see that with George.
No,
I
he
did not
was
see that
not
with George.
resisting arrest.
No,
Um,
I did not see that. So I'm trying to figure out. Okay, well, how did y'all got guns, y'all got them cuffed, and you still see him as a threat? I'm just trying to figure that part out.
I feel like from the moment Derek took him out of the car, it became premeditated. I don't care.
Well, it should have been premeditated when he showed up.
Well, yes, because he knew it was George, and it was like, oh, I'm gonna get an end today. I'm gonna kill me an end today. Almost like blood, like a game. For me, it felt like it was a game. But the simple fact that you could be on this man's neck, and then when he's dead, you won't even let the paramedics get to him. That was intentional. That was premeditated. That was intentional murder. Now, because of the fact that the judge, and I look at everything that goes on in the courtroom. Did you see that judge?
Which part?
Did you look at his face
Mm-hmm.
after when he was reading it? He just really, for me, just his whole language kind of was off. And then after the jury left and he was saying, well, this is what's going to happen. He just sounds so quid pro quo. You know what I mean? I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
It was crazy to me, just the way he seemed so nonchalant. Oh, we're going to get a PSI, whatever. And did you notice he did not at any time tell them to remand that man into custody until the prosecution said we want his bail revoked.
Exactly. We want his bail revoked.
And I'm sitting there waiting, and I'm like, okay, so when is he going
to I guess if the state didn't say nothing, they was going to let him go home and then come back.
Let him go. He was going to let him go, and I guess chill till his sentencing. Yeah, okay, dude. Really?
What's up, Connie? Yeah, I sat there and I looked at it, and I'm looking at Chauvin's face as they were reading it, and it was like no emotion, no regret, nothing.
People say he looked strange. He looked weird. He didn't. He didn't. This dude knew he was going to be found guilty. This dude, and when he said remand him into custody, he immediately put his hands behind his back. He shook his head. He knew what time it was. Now the real question is, how are they going to protect him in there? Because
I don't care. I don't even want to talk about that.
A lot of people waiting for that fresh meat.
I don't even want. Yeah, he gonna have to stay in solitary.
It's almost like, dude,
he gonna have to stay in solitary confinement the whole time. They cannot put him in general population. He will have to stay in solitary confinement the whole time.
Yes, Pam. It seemed like the judge was crooked, and it's almost like he wanted to let him go. I'm like, because the judge more than once he was talking about a mistrial. And
right.
I'm like,
so hang on. So let's go back a little bit. And there's another part that we wanted to touch on. Connie mentioned that he went off on Maxine Waters for no reason.
He wanted to call a mistrial then.
Right. But there was no way that he could have did that. So
right.
Let's go back on that a little bit. Do you have anything on what Maxine said? I heard about it, but I don't want to speak on it because I don't know the whole thing.
I don't know exactly what she said, but I can pick it up.
Hang on. I'm going to. Yeah, but I guess they were trying to use that to determine that it was going to be a mistrial, and the judge did say something about it. He wished that a lot of the politicians or who I forgot how he worded it, but he said he wished that the politicians would stay out of it.
Yeah, well, she said on Saturday night she called for protesters to stay on the street and get more confrontational if Derek Chauvin was acquitted. And because she said that, Republicans said that she was inciting violence. But she's inciting violence. I remember very vividly the day when someone told the Proud Boys to stand back and stand down.
Yep. Hang on.
I remember vividly when all the people who were carrying the guns and stuff into those
Hang on.
um
Let's
saying those are very really nice people.
let's get
Is that
Mose
not
up in here
inciting
real quick.
violence?
Let's get Mose up in here real quick. Yep. So, um, now put him with Connie said put him with the homies. Yeah.
This
Put
is
him with the
for
homies.
my homemade.
But now
Yeah,
you gonna join him in that gangster lean.
absolutely. Hey, Mose,
Hello.
Mose,
What's up,
what's
Miss
going
Kiki?
on?
how are you?
I'm great. I'm great. What's up, Red?
Man, I'm good, man. I can't complain. I'm alive and everything is working.
Amen to that. Amen to that. How everybody doing? Everybody good?
Yeah,
Yep.
we're talking about Derek Chauvin in the trial
Oh,
and the
he
fact.
he been listening.
I've
I,
been listening.
he was on
I've been
Facebook
trying to,
listening.
yeah, trying to set up, run down and set up.
Yeah.
So, how do
So
you feel about that?
I'd rather wait to before I render my opinion. I want to see what sentence he gonna receive and if they gonna put him in general population where he
well
can.
that that
Then I'll be
that part
happy.
there.
And then my happiness, but I'll save that until I see how much time he gonna receive for the murder that he clearly committed, and see the favoritism that they hopefully don't give him, and then I can answer that question honestly.
Well, we were just talking about the judge and how the judge is very biased, and he
yes.
has been biased throughout the entire thing, and even to the fact, what did he say? 8 weeks. He said they needed to do the PSI, and the sentencing would be in about 8 weeks, and
Mm-hmm.
um, he'll give the calendar or something like that. But um, it was just so obvious that he was about to let that man go if the prosecution wouldn't have said we want to remand him into custody. And I think that's just so telling of um
Our system.
our system.
Our,
There
our,
used to
our
be a
system and the people that run it.
yes. And it's still the good old boy network. It's still if you're white, you're right. If you're black, get back.
Yep. I'm just
Most
I'm just glad another part that I'm glad um that it's a guilty because I just didn't want our folks tearing up our
Our
neighborhoods.
stuff. Right. And Minneapolis, they're already going through so much.
Exactly.
um they go through so much all the time, the killings and stuff. Like we don't need that. I mean, but they're about to go through something. One of the things that I think is interesting though, for Dante, they didn't tear up like they could have. And I think it's because they were trying to wait and see what was going to happen with Derek Chauvin. I think if Derek Chauvin would have been acquitted today, it would have been way worse than last year because you have the Dante thing plus they quit this man. You know, it would have just been too much.
Yeah, it would have been. I was going out to barbecue today, and then I was waiting on the verdict. I was like, you know what? I can't give that my energy, and so I had my lighter fluid in my hand, and then my homeboys, I was like, you know what? I'm ready to roll. Let's roll. You know what I mean? I was getting ready to go outside with my lighter and lighter fluid to light it up. You know what I mean? But then I got that call to say, nah, man, they found him guilty. I'm like, oh, really? Really? So that was a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? So we ain't had to burn nothing down over here.
Well,
You know
let's
what I
take a
mean? But
sidebar. Let's take a sidebar for a second. Mose, what you got on your shirt and your hat? I see a rooster or something on your hat.
oh, that's the Black Cop production. It's Black
And
Cop. Black
what
Cop.
is Black Cock Productions?
That's Black Cop. That's coming. It's in full effect. It's something that's coming. It's my something that I'm putting together.
Okay.
Something that
Okay.
I'm putting together.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Black Cop production. You know what I mean? What Cock could do or do.
That part.
All
You know
right.
what the cock can do. A cock will do a do.
Mm, I'm gonna leave that right there.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
But
Yeah,
everybody look for that Black Cock Productions coming soon.
yes, yes, yes.
All
So
right.
yeah, it just it was interesting though. The whole this whole I think um it kind of forced their hand to get a conviction today based on what the young child getting murdered at the hands of the other police officer. It really forced their hand to do something because they know we reached the tipping point and it was going to be a lot of backlash. They don't want to do it, and like Stacy reported, it was just like 30 minutes after the verdict came in. It was another killing of a little child that called the police because she was gonna get jumped, and she had a knife to defend herself on the people that was gonna jump her, but the police ended up shooting her. So it's almost like, who do you call? You know what I mean? It's just so sad. And they shot her in the chest 4 times. So it's we don't have proper time to grieve. We get numb to this, and enough is enough. And these laws that they putting in place is to accommodate the killers versus they're not looking and sticking to the root cause of the whole situation, which is the killers. That most of them that have the badge on, you know what I mean, it has immunity and get their pension after they committed a murder. You know
That
what I'm saying?
part.
So we need, so it's just the hypocrisy and the double standard is too much, and the people just not taking it. But you have people like the Satan that continues to do what he do and promote. You know what I mean? You can't. It's basically you can't get out and protest no more. Or you did.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They're gonna get that. That's why I guess that's why you seen all
That's an
them.
open license to kill people, if you
Yeah.
Yeah,
ask.
Yeah.
that's why you seen all them folks with them folks. I'm gonna use loosely with them big old trucks. You know what I mean? They ready that can run over a lot of bodies, ain't it? Think about it. Mm-hmm.
It
Yep.
can. I'm a little disturbed because how you shoot a 15-year-old girl 4 times in the chest?
Mm.
I especially if it's just her with a knife and she's not charging at you, aren't they supposed to shoot to maim and not to kill?
Well, they could have
Yeah.
tased first, but sometimes that don't work either. So it might have been mistaken. Well, let me not do that.
Oh, taser, taser.
Yeah.
I literally, y'all, I had to put my tongue in between my teeth and bite down on it just now and be like, nah, don't even go down.
Yeah. Young people are getting killed by police officers.
Oh yeah.
You know, I remember the days when a police officer would harass someone who was younger, but now it's almost like it's open season.
Mm-hmm.
And because of the fact that I guess the older people are, we stay in the house now or we just do things differently, it's almost like let's take the young ones because if we get the young ones, then they can't procreate. The old ones already old, they not having no more babies. But
Yeah.
if we
The
take the
young
young
ones
ones, they can't
take the young
procreate.
ones and they can't reproduce.
Exactly. Exactly. So let's kill off their existence so there will be no more.
Oh man, I'm still stuck on the little girl part. I don't know the whole story, but still, someone lost their child. That's the bottom line. Someone
Pam
lost
says
their child.
Tasha told me if they shoot with a gun is to kill. Hmm.
Stacy Raz says someone said black people. Hold on, let me jump back to it. Said I know it says something about black people. Black people have to call animal control instead of the police.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and you're right, Connie. A lot of them did come to the department to do that. And some of them might get into trouble in one department. They relocate to another department
Right.
and get
Correct.
right back in there. And some of
They
these
put them
departments
on.
are,
They you put them on. They
accepting.
put them on desk duty temporarily. 6 months you're on desk duty, and then they put them right back on the street. They, um,
Shout out to David M55 on YouTube. He said, "Nope, they are trained to shoot to kill, and that is it. I agree with you.
That's
Yeah, less
sad.
paperwork. Less paperwork they got to do. They can tell their side of the story and your side of the story. Dead man can't talk.
Yeah, dead man
Right,
can't tell no lie.
You know what I mean? And then
right.
they always notice how they always use your background to against you. To demoralize you. Even when you're in your grave, even more. You know what I mean? If it's to their benefits, you know what I'm saying? So it's just the hypocrisy in our system, and they know what's going on. And it's just so sad that we stay in times like this. I just um, plead the blood of Jesus over my kids and bless up, and I'm old school, eye for an eye. It's just that simple. Your ass don't live in a bubble, and
Yep.
I
So
and I just
let,
I'm
let me
done.
let me run this out there real quick. If y'all want to call in, y'all got comments or whatever, and I'm pretty sure that y'all do. And it's more
Yes,
than
and I
what you
think
can
we're gonna
type or
have
text.
people
You
call it
hit us up on the
rich.
line right now, 786-763-3993. Phone lines wide open. 786-763-3993. I know y'all might have more than what y'all want to type or text. So call in. You can voice your opinion on there. Let us know what you think and let us know what's going on.
I
Um,
got a I got a question for you guys. Do
what's
you
that?
guys think the money, like the money, it's almost like a pattern? Like, okay, I can murder
Okay.
this individual, and I know I'm gonna get away with it because I got
Open
immunity.
Pandora's box.
Well,
I got immunity, and I know that my pension gonna be safe, and I know that we can, they can give them some of the taxpayers' money, and they should be okay with a little bit of money. What amount of money do you have on your family member, your child, your children's lives? You know what I mean, or your loved one lives? You know what I mean, that can compensate a police. Just going ahead and taking them out and paying you to where you will be happy.
let me comment on the part with the money part. I really don't think that the family should have taken the money before
Right.
the trial was over. That was one,
You could have
and
gotten more.
and until
Hmm.
until a lot of these city officials and city leaders and stuff start holding all of these officers accountable, then they'll maybe stop paying out all of that darn money that they got to be paying out each and every time that something happens. Especially
Right.
when you got a corrupt cop and whatnot, and costing the city 100,000 this year, got another one 300,000 next year, and then you got all of this going on. That money could have been put towards some other things, some youth programs, anything to help the community and stuff like that. Instead of keep paying out for some officer that y'all should have just fired his ass and get it over with.
But I don't think people realize how much um county government pays
Hmm.
and settles. I don't think people realize how much they settle,
A
how
lot,
many times they settle these
a
cases.
lot, a
A
lot.
lot,
Mm.
a lot. But they get covered by this union, and they feel like they're invincible.
What's going on, Chanel? Once again, the phone lines are wide open, 786-763-3993. Get you locked in on the ice tray right now. Call in, voice your opinion. I know that is a lot more than what y'all want to text or type. So you can call in and voice your opinion right now.
I
Mo's
see
over there with
somebody
some
calling
chips.
her
I
son,
hear it.
who's a police officer,
Oh
for
yeah, I
him
do
to
got the
call
chip.
in
My bad.
to kind of weigh in on what's going on. What's interesting is that I saw on Facebook, um, I have police officers who are on my timeline, and all of them were like, okay, now we need to work on the lady. Now we need to
Mm,
get the next one. So a lot of people are not, um, they're in agreement with Derek Chauvin getting sentenced. But is it enough for them to just agree? Because if they were put in that situation, would they have spoken out? You know what I mean?
Mm.
I just didn't see nothing saying him resisting arrest on there. I don't care. They can call it any way that they want to. The man was guilty. And if you think otherwise, then hey, you're entitled to your opinion. But it is what it is. I know what I see. My eyes ain't. I can see that with my glasses on, off, or put on both glasses.
Right. And in the grand scheme of things, it's really nothing to be happy about
No, nope.
because it's not over and it keeps happening.
Because
So-
let's say, well, let me ask this: he's been in custody the whole time. He was out on bond, right?
He was out on bond.
out.
Okay,
This
so
is
he
his
was
first
out
time
on
going to
bond.
jail.
Yeah, you're right. They revoked his bond. All right, so he was out on bond. They revoked his bond. They're gonna come back in a couple of weeks or so, and do one thing, and then come back in another couple of weeks, and then do this other part. By the time they might be done with that, who's to say that the judge won't say, okay, well, we're just gonna go ahead and give you time served?
He can't.
Mhm.
Now, with that, he can't because of the fact of his specific charges. There are minimums.
No,
So
no.
one of the-
Meaning, give him the minimum. Meaning, give him
Right.
the minimum. Then he could face up to what 10, but they turn around and give him the minimum on that.
Right,
That's
so
what I'm
that'll
getting
be
at with that.
3.
Right.
So yes, but remember, it's 3 different charges. So he will have to give him for each one of those charges.
Right.
But if he does it concurrently, then that's a whole nother thing.
Mm.
Nah.
So, and a lot of times people, just like with politics, a lot of times people don't understand how, I'm sorry guys, I'm freezing in here. A lot of people don't understand
Want me
how.
to cut the AC down?
Huh?
I was joking. I said, you want me to cut the AC down?
Actually, I have it on
Little
68,
life.
which is normal for me, but I'm just right underneath the vent. So
Yeah, me too. I had to close my vent.
what people don't understand, just like when people don't understand politics, a lot of people don't take the time to understand law and how the law works. A lot of times people feel like, okay, he guilty, so go to jail. But it depends on the different type of charge. And judges have broad powers. Depending on the charge, you may have minimums, but they have broad powers to do a lot of different things, and people don't understand that. And
Oh, yeah.
sometimes people get angry because it's like, well, he got found guilty, and I thought he was going to jail, but it may not be what you thought it was because they were able to exercise their powers, and then a lot of times judges do things with prejudice, which means that nobody can go and change it because they
Yep.
claimed it. So I think more people need to become well versed in not only politics but in how these judges operate, because again, a lot of these local judges, almost all of them, were placed there intentionally by someone, and it is going to be very telling over the next couple of years how that unfolds. But it's been part of a whole plan, and it's just unfolding right before our eyes, and a lot of times people don't pay attention to what's really going on in the background, and that's how we get caught we get sideswiped because we haven't been paying attention.
Yep, and that's how a lot of laws get passed because we don't pay attention to that either. And by the time you realize it, they done already passed another bill for something
Mhm.
else.
I get so disappointed though, because we vote these people in office and they don't work for us. They don't work for us. There's no way Satan should have been able to pass that anti-riot bill. I'm sorry.
And I'm trying to figure out, how did he pass that bill? How did that slip past everybody to where he
It-
passed
it-
that bill?
it didn't
Pass.
It didn't
He
slip past.
said when it was being drafted, it didn't
Mhm.
slip nowhere. No,
He made it an executive order.
Oh.
Yeah. I posted up the entire thing on
Okay,
the
I seen it. I
yeah,
gotta look into it. I gotta read it.
63 pages.
Because that's similar to what they did in Georgia when they arrested that politician for knocking on the door, right? In the middle of the night, they making up these laws, and they getting them passed, and they putting them into place so that it can kind of keep the mass in order, so to say. You know what I mean? And it can kind of dictate how we move and what we feel, and keep our emotions in check. You know what I mean? So what, we killed your daddy? So what, we killed your mama? So what, we killed your baby?
Hang on,
You
let
know
me
what I mean?
see. Who is this calling in? Who's calling in?
This is Steve.
Hello, what? Yeah, go ahead.
Say it again?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. You can hear me?
Yeah. I was just saying that what you guys were talking about, the maximum give him 45 years, and the judge could come back and say it was served maximum of 10. and then he only has to do 3 to 5, and then he can get parole.
So that's even a more that's even a bigger slap in the face.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was
That's all he has. He could come do. He could give him He could give him the max 45 years for the murder, then turn around and say, okay, 6 months to a year. They can say, okay, well, judge come back and say, well, time served. Then he could go, well, he could do 10, get 5 years in, 3 years in, good behavior, and then put parole on it, and then he'll walk free.
Yep.
Yep. So that's another reason why I say I'm not jumping around and being happy. Oh yeah, he guilty right now. No, because sentencing got to come up after that.
And that's going to be
Right.
giving how the judge has been acting the entire time.
Well, you have to realize his lawyer is going to appeal to the verdict they give him. So they're trying to make the verdict now, and then they're going to try to reappeal that before they come back to the sentence. So they're all going to sit down and negotiate what he's going to get. And then once they make that a conclusion, the judge will come out and say it. And then, of course, there's going to be some buts and twists and turns in there.
All right. We appreciate your call. What's your name and where you calling from?
I was dead, man. I'm coming out of Florida.
You calling from Florida?
Yeah, from Florida.
All right. We appreciate you, man. Thank you.
All right, man.
Thanks for calling in.
Yeah. So,
That's what I was saying. Like, this dude may really get a super sweet deal, and
I believe he will.
we're gonna be looking like, what?
I believe he will.
Don't understand. Like, this, yes, they found him guilty, but it's not really a time to rejoice because he may not have to suffer, or I shouldn't say suffer because we should not. No, we should not suffer. He just may not be held. He's been held accountable, but not responsible. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
yes,
you gotta hold off on your joy and jumping in the streets. You gotta kind of wait till the sentence, wait till see how much time you're gonna get, and then you can kind of go from there and then be joy, because it's they right now they just testing the temperature of America right now. You know what I mean? And it's you got to understand the process. It's a process. Like I said, put them in. I wait for me. I have no opinion on it. I ain't have anything to say. I wait for sentence to be passed on them, and then hopefully they put him in general population where he belongs, and then let the chips fall where they made from that point on. That's all I got to say.
Yep. All right. So I just got a little text message just now saying that I might have had a police officer that was getting ready to call in, but they're on shift right now, and they got a call, so they're gonna try to call in later. Actually, 2 of them. So we'll see what happened with that.
Yeah, we would love to hear from them because truth be told, it ain't all of them are not bad like that.
No.
You know what I mean? But it's just the bad ones that make the good ones suffer, and the good ones, they don't know where to go because it's almost like the lady up in New York when she finally got her pension after 15 years. I don't know. Am I correct?
Yeah.
And after pulling the guy off of the guy's neck or whatever, saving the guy's life, and they disbarred and everything else and did it wrong and everything. The police union turned up their bike on them and stuff like that. It's It's just like you fighting a monster. They created a monster with the police union. You know what I mean? The police union back up the injustice and wrong things, and it's hard to, So it's kind of, like, damn, my family, I got to provide for my family and so forth. I'm accustomed to my lifestyle, of living how they, because they just pay my bills and stuff like that. But I can't do the right thing. I have to have a blind eye. So they put in a catch-22, but you got to understand when they're killing people, and majority of the people that look like you, who's to say that your child might not be next, or your family member, your brother, your mama might not be next. So it's best just to do the right thing.
Well, let me back.
They won't be next.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Let me back up a little bit. Do y'all remember? Or at least I think Mose might have remembered this one, where there was a Florida state trooper that pulled over a City of Miami police officer for speeding.
Oh.
Okay, they ran her through the ringer. If I'm remembering right, internal affairs got involved because there were other officers from other municipalities that was searching, running her name and stuff like that, finding out where she lived and all of this other stuff.
Yep.
And because she did what she thought was the right thing to do.
Correct.
He was speeding. He was doing well above the speed limit. He wasn't running what they call a signal 3 with the lights and sirens on. So what was the hurry? He wasn't even on his way to a regular shift. He was on his way to an off-duty job. And she pulled him over, and that became a whole big thing right there. And I guess law enforcement feel like, nah, one officer shouldn't be pulling over another officer. But I mean, where do you draw that line at now? Where do you draw that line at? You mess around and you try to do the right thing, and then now you got all of these other officers turning their back on you. And God forbid, let's say she had a emergency call that she needed backup, and they took their time responding to it. I've seen stuff like that happen in a movie. So
that's what I'm saying. These police officers, sometimes you can be so busy protecting what you think or who you think is for you, and those are the same people that end up hurting you or stabbing you in the back. With police officers, you hear police officers that man down and stuff like that, but you see on these movies, and a lot of times movies are very telling. I don't care what people say. A lot of times movies are foreshadowing. They tell you things that happen. And I mean, how many movies have we seen when you have the crooked cops, stealing the money from the drug bust and everything or whatever, and then you have the good cop and they somehow try and kill that cop?
Training Day.
Yeah.
Training Day being a good example of that.
Now I got to interject on that one. That's the reason I probably couldn't be a police. Now I wouldn't do all the bad stuff, such as what I'm saying. I would turn them in. If I see my fellow officer doing some bad stuff. But the money part, now if I come across a $10 million drug bust, let's just have a report 1.5, and we're gonna split me, DJ Red, and Peachy. We're gonna split the rest of it.
Yes, black and blue, absolutely.
We'll report 1.5. See, I can't give all that money up, but I can't do it.
It's crazy though, because the same stuff that you will take us down for, and we serve years and years and years in prison, they'll do the same exact thing, but they do it behind the badge. And that double standard just irritates me to no avail. Because, and that goes back to what we were saying last week, a lot of times you don't trust the police officers because you grew up with them and you know them and you see them doing the bad stuff. So why am I going to trust you? Because I know you're not even a good cop.
Yeah.
It's difficult.
So let me throw this out there. So being that we're on the police officers, what do you think about the police officer? I think, what was that in Texas? Was that Texas? Where he killed his wife, killed the daughter, killed the daughter boyfriend, and they was on a manhunt for him for what, a day or so, 24 hours or so?
Yeah, the 3-year-old baby. No. This was the one who slept with the daughter.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, he's.
Okay, so one was with the 3-year-old baby. Let me get the story straight. Hold on.
I might be mixing up two of them, but I know for sure there was one that he killed the wife, killed the daughter,
right,
and killed the daughter boyfriend.
Right, that one. Let me see.
I believe that was the one in, I think it was Texas.
Okay, yeah, that's the one. The ex-cop's wife accused him of molesting the teen
right.
daughter and killed them both. Okay, that's that one.
She tried
another story about somebody killing a 3-year-old baby.
She tried to get a restraining order against her husband, and not sure if the judge gave it to her or not, but she said that she was in fear that he would do something to her. And
well,
hell, look what happened.
Them cops be crazy.
Say again?
I said she knew him, and sometimes those cops be off.
Yeah.
So the teenage daughter was adopted,
Okay.
Mm.
and the boyfriend was 18, and the wife was 41. No, he was 41.
Wow. Either way,
So the
that
wife was 34. She filed for a restraining order in June 2020. The daughter accused him of touching her inappropriately. The daughter was 17. And then she said that he had raped her repeatedly in the past.
mm,
So the protective order was approved by a judge about 3 weeks after she first accused him. And I guess as a result of that, that kind of was why he kind of had to get off the force. And then the wife said that she was afraid he was going to hurt her because he was SWAT trained.
yep.
And if he wanted to hurt someone, he would know how. And there's a lot of truth to that. And so 3 days after the rape, the U.S. Marshals arrested him. And he spent 16 days, which that gave him time to think about what he was going to do, premeditation. Then they put him on administrative leave, and then he lost his job. And so he had to wear GPS ankle monitor, and he couldn't have a gun, which of course, cops have extra guns. So that was
Yep.
dumb. They should have searched his house. He was prohibited from contacting or going within 200 yards of the girl, the teenager. And so the girl said she was afraid that a protective order would just be a piece of paper to him, which apparently it was.
That's all it is these days.
Right. And so in November, they took the ankle monitor off. And his attorney, because the attorney said that the man wore the GPS monitor for nearly 150 days with no violations. And
Of
then
course
on
he's not
Sunday-
going. Of course he's not going to violate it then.
Right. I
It's
mean,
just-
come on. We know
hey.
how the system works.
Just
So
just
on
just like my
Sunday-
dogs. Just like my dogs. They'll stay in the
Right.
yard. Leave the gate open and see what happens.
That part.
Mm.
On Sunday, he arranged a meeting with the ex-wife for a scheduled visit with their son, the minor son. He rammed his car into her car at the apartment complex and then fired multiple shots, killing all three of them before fleeing the scene on foot. So, and then but he didn't kill his son. He killed the mom, the daughter, and the boyfriend, but he did not kill his minor son. So he's still living and the minor son is still living. So of course he had planned to kill her.
Wow.
So let's have a conversation about restraining orders.
Okay.
Restraining
Hey,
orders.
Restraining order. That fall into the category of B, you crazy. But I
yeah.
like you.
Yeah. There you go. Oh, by the way, Bose, I seen a little clip that you was at a venue and you were performing at.
Pompano. Yeah,
Pompano.
we're
Listen,
showing
when is your
Pompano.
next show? Before we even talk about restraining orders, when is your next show?
I'm supposed to be doing it at what is it? Praise nightclub. This Thursday.
Crave Nightclub,
Um,
4415 Pine Island Road.
Yeah, with TJ Hope.
You know that well, Red.
I've done commercials for that one too.
Poetry. They're gonna be doing eargasm poetry, so I post up on my page.
Okay, yeah,
Nice.
we need to check that out. Definitely need to check that out. Yeah. All right.
Okay,
So
let's talk about them restraining orders now.
it don't work.
Nah, it's just a piece of paper.
It's like cheap toilet tissue. It don't work.
People
worry.
don't abide by them, and for some reason, I don't know too many police officers who have actually enforced them.
I don't know of any that enforce it also. Mainly because the person who probably was violating the restraining order probably didn't get caught at the time. And if they do get caught, it's already too late then. They have already done damage, either harm the person or brought death to that person or whatever. But no, it need to be some stricter laws on that part.
I think maybe the concept was, it sounded good. But if somebody wants to harm you,
They will do it.
A piece of paper ain't gonna stop them.
That means absolutely a
No.
restraining order means absolutely nothing.
Exactly. What a piece of paper gonna tell you? It telling me don't harm you? Really? I don't know. You just have to. I don't know. That's a tough one.
You
That's a
know,
tough one. You got to get out of harm's way.
is it, you know, when you think about the justice system, just ICE.
Just us. Just us. We got to protect ourselves.
ICE. It's just ICE, because when it comes to certain things, it's like a meltdown. Period.
Yeah. Yep. I know for sure that restraining order thing is, again, it's just a piece of paper. Clap the Great is on. Mr. Clap, what's going on? Just checking in on the Twitch.
I know a few people who have had restraining orders and it didn't work whatsoever. And they were harmed, even though they had a restraining order. And so
A lot of people don't abide by it. I think, in fact, when some of them get served with it, I think it just be like, okay, yeah, now I'm gonna really go do it now.
that part,
Yeah.
and so that, and I guess for me, going back to the police officer thing, so they'll arrest you for some foolishness, but when it comes to enforcing the things that are supposed to be part of the serve and protect, it's not happening. Why is there such a disconnect when it comes to certain elements of being a law enforcement officer? I would love for a law enforcement officer to actually answer that question.
I don't know. We'll see if we get one to call in tonight. Mr. Clapp, what's going on? I know you're probably just getting in, or just getting on, rather. So once again, y'all, the lines are wide open. 786-763-3993. Let us know what you think about what happened today, as well as a whole bunch of other stuff been going on today within the last week, rather.
Speaking of restraining orders, this remind me, Miss Peachy and Red, of a situation I was in when I was single and I was dating a young lady. She was the daughter of a pastor, and I can't. And,
that
and
right there, PKs are a different breed.
Didn't we have this conversation already, Peachy?
PKs are a different breed.
They invited me over for dinner, and I came over for dinner, and I said, my baby was getting ready, and so my baby came downstairs. You know, I'm sitting at the table with the mother and the father, and she said, "Hey, Daddy," and then me and the daddy both at the same time we said, "Hey, baby," and it was kind of awkward at that moment. So the pastor looked at me with like evil in his eyes, and I was like, "Why is he looking at me like that?" You know what I mean? She's talking to me when she said, "Hey, Daddy," and I just replied. But anyway, I'm trying to get to heaven. So anyway, so later on that day, so he tested my Christianity, like, "You a Christian?" I said, "Yeah, I'm a Christian." So he going to say, like, okay, he had baptism to do the next day. And so during baptism, he wanted me to sub in for him for baptism. So I'm dipping children, boy, girl, old couples, old people in the name of the Father, dip them in, bring them up. And then in the back of my line was, I know it was a setup, and I know he was testing my faith. In the back of the line, it was my ex-wife. And when it was time for me to dip her in, let's just say I dipped her down for 3 minutes too long, and it was hitting me with Bible, wigs, high heels. Them Christian folks are violent, I tell you. But anyway, after I let her up, after I got tired of being assaulted by them Christian folks from hitting me, and 3 minutes later, and after they revived her, the first thing came out my ex-wife's mouth was, guess what? Guess what she said?
I don't want to know.
What she say?
Me, you crazy.
You son of a bitch. So I dipped it down. I say, "See, I told you she had the demons in her. I told you, give her 5 more minutes." And I dipped it back under. And you know what I mean? See, people don't, I be trying, but people just not, you know what I mean? I got that gift of anointing. You know what I mean? So I be trying, you know what I mean? 'Cause
Hey.
I think the pastor set me up. That's what I'm saying. I had to file a restraining order. Well, actually, the church filed a restraining order against me. I can't go to church anymore.
Hang on. Let me go to the comments real quick. So we got David. I believe that was David Martin. Oh, David that called in. Okay. David M55 on YouTube said, you got to realize blue don't turn on blue. They cover each other's back. That is true. That is true.
Problem.
That's true, but that's also part of the problem. And I believe there's a lot of officers. There's a lot of good officers out there, but I believe a lot of them are scared to say anything if they see something going wrong, in fear that they can lose their career, or that other officers will turn on them.
Or they could lose their life.
That too. We've seen that happen in TV shows.
Let's call it for what it is. Do you think like many other people think, as well as myself? I'm just saying. I just think it's just a big organized game to keep the mass under control. The mass group of people under control.
Well, they say that the police. They say that, especially in California, there's a lot of gangs within the police department.
Yeah.
You know, so a lot of people think, like you said, the police is a gang, and to a certain extent, they can be viewed as that. But it just depends, because again, you have some good cops. Unfortunately, most of them are not, but you do have some good ones, and so it's almost like a catch-22, because you went into this profession because you wanted to do the right thing, but then you see all this corruption around you. Do you continue to maintain your integrity, or do you just fall in line?
I think that's the line that people are scared to cross.
Yeah. And I mean, and that goes back to the Derek Chauvin thing. And the judge. The judge is an authority figure, but police officers are part of that clique.
Right.
So, you know, he's going to want to take care of his boy because he's one of them. You know what I mean?
Right.
That type deal.
Let me give a shout out to everyone that's logged in right now on Facebook. Jamal, John, Freeman, Steven. What's up, Freeman? I've known Freeman for some years. Keenan Woods. Shout out to those Vikings out there watching right now. I see you, Keenan. Ravi over on Southwest Florida. Shout out to Ravi as well. Let me see. Let me go over to Twitch real quick. Sent checking in. Clap the Great. Medea. Pam. And some other ones that's not commenting, but that's cool. And then shout out to Mixcloud as well. Everybody watching on Mixcloud, but they not commenting. That's cool too.
Mixcloud people never comment.
That's fine. I'm not worried about that. We here to educate and have fun. That's all. If they want to enjoy it, that's fine. Some people might just be shy. Some people might just be lurking. Once again, the phone line's wide open. Phone. Shout out to Richard. Oh, shoot, Richard, check it in.
Yeah, Richard Adams. Hey.
Richard Adams, what's going on? Shout out to Richard Adams checking in right now. Once again, y'all, the phone lines are wide open. 786-763-3993. Get you locked in with me to the R to the E-double-D on the ICE. Ooh,
Thank you, Clap the Great. Thank you. I'm glad you like my haircut. Thank you so much.
Yeah, lovely haircut. Yeah, I see the hairdo.
Thank you.
Change it up.
Huh?
What you doing up there, y'all? What you doing up yonder? You get your sexy on. Look, I got to change it up.
Switch it up, you know. Just switch it
Ain't
up
nothing wrong with it.
just a little bit.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. A little of it.
just a little bit.
Just gotta do a little something. Can't be predictable all the time.
Yeah, I thought Clap would have called in by now. But
I did too.
yep, I thought he would have called in by now. I'm still working on the.
That's your hit. Clap.
Yeah, I'm still working on the phone, lads, y'all. I'm actually using my backup phone. I'm not even using the phone that I was supposed to be using because I misplaced it or something to that sort. Something to that sort. So, all right. So going back over real quick, I'm just glad that one, it was guilty. It was a guilty verdict. They came back with guilty, and it's kind of pleasing, but not. Again, not enough to make me jump up and down and be like, "Oh yeah, he guilty and da 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 da. He going to jail." Nah, that still ain't enough. I'm just glad that it was guilty, and we don't have to worry about nobody tearing up nothing. Especially with this bill passed now down here in Florida. Yeah, you would have got caught going in a riot or whatever the case may be. You won't get out until your court date. You ain't getting no pretrial release, none of that. No bond until you go to your first court date. Nothing.
Don't y'all find that law mean spirited? That's a mean spirited.
Look who it came from. Look who it came from.
Yeah, I'm like, really? How could they keep doing stuff? Why? Like, who you satisfying? I don't know.
Listen, the state of Florida is flawed. I mean, one day I'm actually going to talk about all the archaic laws on the books that will get you a felony and put you in jail. Like, did you guys know that if you release helium balloons up into the sky, a police officer can actually arrest you and put you in jail for a felony? That is one of the laws that's on the books in Florida.
Damn, I miss the good old days. You really, remember where you get a felony for, punching somebody in the head with some brass knuckles? That's a felony. Now we get laws passed for just speaking out, just voicing our opinion. You get charged with a felony. That's crazy.
Yeah, but
it's crazy. We stay in crazy times, man. But hopefully everything people set up for, for the failure of us, it come back to them, tenfold, them and theirs. So, I don't know. It's just sad. It's sad. It's 2021, and they still doing things like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what about the officer? I don't know if you heard about this one, Miss Peachy and Red. The officer that got murdered at the Capitol. They said that the cause of his death was natural causes.
Wait,
the officer that got
the one from January 6th or the one that got hit by the car?
Yeah, no, the one that got no, that was January 2nd. That was April 2nd. The January 6th, when they when them rioters and the terrorists stormed the Capitol, and they hit you see the guy with the freeze frame with a fire extinguisher launch it in the back of the police head and hit the Capitol police officer in the back of the head, but they determined his death as natural causes.
Wow.
Yeah, that I mean, you if you don't, what I'm saying, you don't smell a rat in this from the person that does his death certificate, from everybody. Like, come on, man, if you the family, like, you know what I mean, how you gonna let your family member die and then on the death certificate put, natural causes? You know what I'm saying? How could you stand for something like that? You know what I mean? I guess they paid him enough money just to go away. Don't even to test it, let it be.
Absolutely.
That is
Pam said every time they have those gatherings, they're strategizing. That's what they were doing in Mar-a-Lago. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yes, they strategize all the time. So we're gonna pivot a minute. So Red and I have been talking about money and stocks and cryptocurrency.
I'm gonna leave that we're gonna leave that for the next show. Leave that for the next show.
Oh, we're not gonna talk about that this show?
No. I'll give y'all a hint on it. So next week we talking about money and finances, and we got a lot of information on how for y'all to save money. So I'm not gonna let that out yet. A lot of stuff that you could download apps every time you go to the gas station. A whole slew of stuff. So we're gonna leave that for next week. We're gonna leave that for next week.
We do have to tell them though that Coinbase went IPO, and Nas made millions because they were invested into Coinbase. So do your research for next week, and we're going to be talking about cryptocurrency and Bitcoin In case you don't know what cryptocurrency is, Bitcoin, same thing. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about stocks, and we're going to be talking about ways to save money.
Ways
Get
to
the
save
bag.
money. A lot of ways to save money that is not, a lot of things are not hard to do. A lot of people don't save money because of self-discipline
Or
or
trying to keep up with the Joneses. Let's call a spade a
right,
spade.
or trying to keep up with the Joneses and stuff like that. So we're going to talk on that next week. There's a lot of ways to save money, and it's not called being cheap. It's called living within your means. That's what that's going to be.
That's what's up. So PT gonna
It's okay. But listen, you can do a lot on a budget. You can decorate a house on a budget. You can dress well on a budget. People don't realize you don't have to compromise on taste or style just because you decide to be on a budget. And
Yep.
a lot of times people don't even realize that, just like with cars.
Peachy,
Yes.
leave it for next week.
Oh, leave it for next week. Leave it for next week. Leave it for next week. That's right.
Leave it for next
You
week.
know I was about to go in, right?
okay,
That could be a
so
whole other thing. I'd be on all night about that. Money
we gonna teach people how to get in a
motivates
tax
me.
bracket? We're gonna teach people how to get in a Trump tax bracket, paying $750.
Of course.
That's what's up.
That dude there.
Yes, we're going to be talking about stocks and finances and getting
Bitcoin.
the bag. Everybody needs to get their bag in 2021. And
Secure
we're
your
trying to
bag.
get
Yep.
that bag.
Just to show y'all how the direction that I'm going. Been talking to some people and whatnot, and the naysayers, the naysayers will be like, "Oh, now ain't no time to be doing this and doing that." Yeah. Unless you tried it, don't even knock it. So that's what we're gonna talk about next week. I'm gonna leave the phone lines open. We're gonna shut it down. We got like 10 more minutes. Anybody want to call in with your comments about what happened today or within the last couple of days, especially dealing with the Derek Chauvin trial, which the trial is, yeah, they found him guilty, but it's still not over. So if you want to call in and leave your comments real quick, phone lines wide open, 786-763-3993, 786-763-3993. The number is going across the bottom of the screen right now. And when you call in, just make sure that whatever you're listening to, if it's other than your phone, just turn it down for me, please. We don't want to get the replay going on.
You know, our 2 hours, it seems to fly by. Our 8 to 10 seems to fly by. We just have so many interesting conversations. I really appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
I appreciate you, Red. I appreciate you, Mose.
I appreciate y'all too.
I appreciate y'all. I appreciate everybody that's tuned in and been sharing the link and stuff with friends and family members, especially all of those that's on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Mixcloud.
Show page on Facebook.
Say again.
I'm saying make sure they join the Ice Tray.
Yep. Make sure
on Facebook.
Yeah, if you're on Facebook, make sure you hit us up on the Ice Tray Talk Show page. Get in there, and we're going to be starting some poll.
More active.
Yeah, we're very active on there. We're going to be starting up some poll questions and stuff like that. Might start that tomorrow. Might start that poll question tomorrow. But next week for the Ice Tray, just to let y'all know, we will be discussing money, finances, way to save and stuff like that. And
Money.
yeah, a lot of money, a lot of money.
Hey, how about I was just wondering, how about we get can we give them a little eargasm next week? Poet, I can bring in a poet.
Yeah, we could do that.
A little eargasm.
I was trying to get my guy on tonight, but I guess I'm gonna have him on next week. Also, he's also, I guess you can call him a poet, but he also been writing some songs and stuff. But he's his title is edutainer. He's an educator / entertainer.
Okay. So I'm gonna connect with you guys, and I'll because I got a great poet, TJ Hope. she put down some like orgasm poetry. You know what I mean? Something for the ear, something for the ladies to hear, something for the man to go woo. You know what I mean? It's awesome.
Y'all need some woo.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, we got to break away from all this madness a little bit. You know, I mean, keep the eye on the prize, but at the same time, sometimes.
Well, that's why we discussing some money next week too. So everything gonna be on the up and up next week.
Okay.
Everything gonna be on the up and up next week.
So I have a shameless plug.
What's that?
Make sure you guys check out the Respectably Raw podcast, our latest episode.
To mention that.
And then make sure you check out the Talk Like a Brand podcast. And that's also everywhere podcasts are. And if you want to learn how to brand your business, then you need to be listening to Talk Like a Brand.
I will be listening because we got to get that black cock in full effect, Miss Peachy.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's all about the black cock.
Shameless plug.
And for those of y'all who only see me as a DJ, I'm not just a DJ. I am an entertainer, as well as I do run my own sound company. So since we putting in plugs,
shameless plug time.
I run my own sound company as well as I have another company that I work with that is a full production company as well. So I have Sound Tight Entertainment, I have Love Express DJs, and my mind just went blank just now. Where is it? Richard, help me out, Richard. Richard, put it in the comment section real quick. My mind just went blank, and I'm picturing the shirt and everything in my head, and my mind just went blank. Megasource, Megasource Productions. There we go, Megasource Productions.
We could have used you this weekend, DJ Red. I went to a retirement party. My wife and I, a good friend of mine, and he retired, but the DJ got drunk. Instead of the DJ staying on the DJ and playing the music, when the comedian Unc was in there doing his thing, his set, the DJ kept interrupting, you know what I mean? And then not only, the DJ get, playing the music, jumping out on the dance floor, you know what I mean? So I was like, wow, you know what I mean? That liquor set in, it was a trip. I got to post on Facebook. DJ just lost control. He lost his damn mind because the people kept telling him, man, stay your ass behind and drop the record. Play the record. So they really needed you this weekend, DJ. But I didn't know, they was gonna have a DJ or whatever until the last minute. But I'm gonna highly recommend you for a lot of events. I'm sending a lot of business your way, man.
Don't say it, but I would ask who it is, but I'm not gonna ask on the air. But
I'll get to you later.
Yeah, the reason why I want to know because I know a lot of DJs, and I want to know who not to refer work to.
Oh yeah. I got this dude.
I know a lot of DJs, but I want to know who not to refer work to.
Yeah, it was funny as hell. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. I mean, my wife everybody there was just dying laughing. Like, what the hell is this nigga doing? Like, he just getting out on the floor, cutting the food, playing the record. Oh, and then like, man, that looking in set in. He telling everybody looking in set in. Nigga, I see that. We all see that. You know what I mean? Like, man, just play the records, man. Play the records. He messed up the whole man. He pissed a lot of people off. I'm surprised everybody was gonna jump on because it was just that type of party. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? You don't piss off, mess up somebody's retirement party like that. He was so unprofessional though, And I know DJ Red. I use DJ Red. Highly recommend him. And my God, my brother, I thought about you the whole time. I said, damn it, this is a DJ Red event. This supposed to be a DJ Red event.
Just in case y'all don't know, I did Mo's wedding 2018, December 14th, 2018.
Yes.
The day before my birthday. Ooh.
Yeah.
That's the day before my birthday. So you a 15th, December 15th?
Yeah. You December 15th?
You vegetarian?
Yes.
Oh, Lord.
No wonder I felt the greatness of
we have the same birthday?
What? December 15th, 1970 something. 1970 something.
I knew
1970 something.
1970 something.
Red, you are surrounded with Sagittarians.
I know my wife, my sister, my dad, my daughter, one of my daughters, all Sagittarius. Yep.
So you surrounded by greatness, Red. That's all.
You sure is.
Between that and if it's not a Northwestern bull, it's a Taurus bull. So there you go.
All day.
My daughter, my youngest daughter, and my mom born on the same day, next week Tuesday. April
Oh
27th
wow.
on the same day.
Oh, Richard Adams said he 12-15 too. Look at him.
What?
Yeah, Richard Adams. See,
Uh-oh.
that's what's up. That's why I like that brother. It's a 12-15
Greatness.
thing.
Hang on, I gotta check on something. Now I gotta check with somebody else.
Secretary thing.
I gotta check on
And-
somebody else and see when it's their birthday, because this is not too much of a coincidence with that 12-15.
And when I went,
Listen.
and the lady at the when I went for my little checkup or whatever, the lady at the front desk, she was 12-15.
My orthodontist is 12-15.
All right, so
I'm
we
playing them numbers.
we playing them numbers tomorrow. Cash
No,
folk.
y'all ain't playing. You can't play Red because you not an official 12-15.
Man, I'll play any numbers that come across them screens.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, it's obvious that you need to play 1, 2, 1, 5.
Yeah. You got to play. yeah.
Matter of fact,
Money in the
just
bag.
I would show y'all my phone. I don't even have Mo's name saved in there. It's still saved under 12-14. I know
Wow.
I ain't never put his name in there. Still saved under 12-14. So now when I go back and go look for it,
Numbers.
Wow.
I gotta put that. I gotta put 1, 2 in. Once I put that 1, 2 in, it pop up with the rest of his information on there.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, then parting, I just want to say to everybody, believe in you. You can and you will. 2021 is a new year. We're almost to mid-year, but never count yourself out. You can and you will.
Amen.
Period.
There you go. There you go. Any parting words, Mose?
I love you guys, man. Everybody keep your head up. Keep God first, and you know what I mean. And he'll see everybody through whatever it is. You know what I mean. Just keep them first, and and protect yours by all means necessary, and do right, and right will be done to you. Simple.
All right, and I'm gonna leave some words that I normally leave with wedding couples when I MC weddings, and I did set up sound for a wedding this past Friday at Mo's favorite spot again.
Ballroom.
Two weddings I did so far at that same ballroom.
My wife and I, every time when I go down my Facebook timeline, I be seeing other people there. You know what me and my wife be saying?
Y'all was the first one.
We was the first ones there.
Yep.
We so glad we was
Matter
the
of fact,
first ones to hit that place up. I got stock in that stuff. I just love it because I like, you know what? I want to be an investor in this because I see the upside there. I said after I post it, everybody gonna be asking, and probably about like 12 people there. Probably like I seen like 6 of them weddings there and events there. So I'm like,
Yep.
it's a good business.
Oh, so all right. So back to my parting words. It was probably the same words that I told you and your wife, which was one. And I'm especially speaking to a lot of my entrepreneurs out there, or the ones that want to get into entrepreneur. And we talked about this before, and y'all still didn't do it yet. What y'all waiting on? Number one, keep people out your business. Number two, what happens in your house stays in your house. And number three, stop posting all of your business on social media. I'm gonna leave y'all with that this time.
Well.
And make sure you be a blessing to another, and that blessing will come back to you. Until then, y'all, I'm gonna say peace and up out of here. Hang on, before we leave, I got one more thing I gotta get out. Just remember, it's a celebration for Mother's Day. Join us and reminisce, listen, and chat. It's all going down May 7th at 7 p.m. right here on Mixcloud and Twitch only. Mixcloud and Twitch only. It's going on from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. If you want your picture, if you're a mom, or you want your mom's picture posted up on a slideshow, make sure you hit me up in my email, soundtightentertainment@gmail or loveexpressdjs@gmail.com. All pictures must be turned in by May 1st, 5 p.m. Any pictures submitted after that will not be posted. And also, let me get this out real quick, all right?
South Florida, are you ready for something new? It's the City Crab, 18415 Miramar Parkway, Miramar, Florida, 33029. Follow us on all social media platforms at The City Crab or log on to thecitycrab.com. Or you can give us a call at 954-639-7856. Conch Salad to Go. That's right, it's Conch Salad to Go. Serving the best conch salad in South Florida. Serving conch salad, conch fritter batter, dressed conch, conch fritters, and more. You can get your conch salad spicy or mild. If you buy 2 or more orders, we will deliver to you. Follow us on all social media platforms at Conch Salad to Go. Conch Salad, the number 2, go. Or call or text us at 786-356-0878. Once again, that's 786-356-0878. That's Conch Salad to Go. All right, I had to put in our supporters in also. So we got a couple more commercials that's going to be coming up soon, so y'all just stay tuned to it. Y'all make sure y'all support these small businesses. Make sure you hit up my boy, Mr. Coakley, out at City Crab 18415 Miramar Parkway, and make sure you hit up Sean McLean at Conch Salad to Go. I think it was 786-356-0. I don't remember his phone number. Look him up. Conch Salad to Go. Hit him up on the Instagram. Tell him that we sent you. All right. Till then, y'all. Peace of my body here. I'm not going to do the inspirational stuff tonight. I got some other plans coming up, so y'all just stay tuned for it. All right. Matter of fact, yeah. If y'all want music being played, I'm going to stop the live stream. But it's not going to be on Facebook. It's not going to be on YouTube. It's only going to be on Mixcloud and Twitch. So I'm going to stop this, and then I'm going to start it back up. If y'all want to, y'all go ahead and get on there right now. All right. Till then, y'all. Peace.
Good night.
Peace. Good night. Blessings.